Today I'm going to show you something you can do on your stairs and landing to immediately modernise your house and turn this into this and this into this. Nice. So yes, today I'm going to be modernising my staircase and my landing by replacing these balusters or spindles with glass to give it a much more open, modern feel. And I think this is a great project for an older property where you want to modernise it, and it will immediately give a more modern, open look, literally overnight. Now, there's two ways of really doing this. The first way is a complete refit where you take down the handrail and the bottom rail and the newel posts and then start from scratch and replace all of that and then put glass in these areas where they essentially sit into a slot in the handrail and a slot at the bottom. Now that is quite a massive job and it's going to take some time. I don't think I need to do all of that because I'm quite happy with my oak handrail here and these painted newel posts. Although they need a little bit of a paint and a spruce up, I have no intention of taking all this down. So what I will be doing is taking off these balusters or spindles and putting glass into these using stainless steel clamps, which means it's a lot more of a DIY job that most people can tackle. And this way you will save time and money compared to a complete refit, but will still totally change the look and the feel of this whole area. So to order my glass, the first thing I need to do is to measure the openings that the glass wants to go into. And I'm going to start with the easier rectangular ones up here on the landing, which you may or may not have in your property. And what I need to do is to get the inside measurement horizontally and the inside measurement vertically. And to do that, I'm going to use this Halter-Foss tape measure, which you may have seen on my tools channel. And the good thing about this is it's got this sort of bendy bar at the back. So you can actually measure to this point just by measuring this and then add in another 100 mil. This is exactly 100 mil here. And that means I can measure inside dimensions pretty easily, easier than a tape measure. Now, you don't need this. If you haven't got one of these, then you can do it with a standard tape measure. Just be careful, make sure that it's nice and accurate. If you do want one of these, I'll put a link to this in the description below. But as I've got it, I'm going to use it. And with those measurements, I'm just going to put them into what they call a balustrade designer. Now I'm using a company called Stairbox. They aren't sponsoring this video, but I do like this designer that they have online. It makes things really easy. So all I need to do is to add my width and my height, and the width is 1,625 and the height is 840, and it's essentially done the rest. It's given me a 50 mil gap either side and between the glass, and I think about a 20 or 25 mil gap top and bottom. The slightly trickier measurement that most people will need to take is the balustrade going up the stairs is at an angle, and they do need that angle. That is quite important. And to do that, I would highly recommend, if anyone's doing this job, them to purchase one of these digital angle measuring devices. They're only a few quid. I'll put a link to where you can find these on Amazon in the description below. But for the cost of what you're doing, another 5 or 10 quid on one of these is definitely worth it. And all it does is tells you the angle. You can reset it at any point back to 0. So all you do is you line that up, reset it to 0, and then it will give you a nice accurate measurement of whatever that angle is. Open it up, put it on one side, and then essentially put it on the other, making sure that everything is nice and tight up. And then if we look at the display, what have we got? 131.9, so call it 132. But they actually want to be told this angle, not this angle. So from the 132, we need to take away 90, leaving 42. So just as the belt and braces, I'm just going to double check this next corner, which is the next one along on this parallelogram, just to see if it is the same. Put it in there nice and vertical. And this says 48.7, let's say call that 49. But that's not the angle they want. What they want is 90 degrees minus that. So if that's 49, then this is telling me that the angle is 41. Now on the other one, it was 42. So you really need to measure each corner and then decide which one you're going to, this isn't perfect, this is carpentry, so it's never going to be perfect. But I'm measuring the 4 corners here. I'm going to pick 42 degrees. And this is definitely one of the times, especially on this angle measurement, that you need to measure a number of times in different directions and get the average and make sure that that measurement is right. Because if it's not, and you order your glass, it's not going to fit. So for this one, an angle of 42. So I just need to do that for each section, whether it's on the angle or straight, put them together, put my credit card in and hit purchase. So it's now 2 weeks later and all my glass has turned up, which means I can start ripping out. There's always something slightly unnerving about ripping out something that is generally still working and looking okay. However, once you've started, you've got to commit to it and just keep going. These spindles came out really easily, and generally they do because they're not glued in at the bottom or the top. So within a few minutes most of them are out. The same can't be said for the little bits of infill timber between the spindles, because generally people do glue them in place. And my ones have been both glued and pinned. And I've got to get all of these out so I can refill this slot at the bottom with a similar sized piece of timber, just to make it look uniform and correct. So this is where everything slows down considerably, because this slot has to be completely cleared out, including any glue residue or any old bits of timber, for it to accept my new piece properly. I've obviously also got to do the same with the slot at the top. However, this is more tricky. Firstly, I'm working upside down, which does get tiring quicker. And secondly, because this is all oak, it's just harder to remove. To refill these slots with timber of the right size, I did have to actually cut some timber down. I couldn't find any of the right thickness or width. So I decided to cut down a couple of lengths of 2x2 or 44x44 timber so I can fill the slot at the bottom that's going to be painted. As I don't have a planer thicknesser, I just use my handheld DeWalt planer on a few passes just to reach the right thickness to replicate the spaces that were already in the slot. And then finally took a few millimeters off to cut it to the right width for it to fit into the slot. Which meant that I could sand one side, the upper side, and add a couple of doses of knotting just to try to stop the resin coming through the paint. And then I had to do the same for the underside of the oak handrail. And the one thing that I was happy about was matching the colour of the new American white oak with the existing, which I think has turned out really well, and I don't think anyone's ever going to notice that these are two completely different pieces of timber. So everything is now back in place, the handrails have been oiled, everything's had a couple of coats of paint and ready for the glass. So I need to start fixing these brackets that hold the glass in place. Now on a straight section, obviously these brackets want to go above each other, and I'm going to bring them in 100mm from the edge of the glass just to make it uniform throughout. But up the stairs, they actually still want to be above each other like this, but not the fixings above each other, else I could end up potentially something like that. They want to be above each other like that. So the fixing of this one is in a different place to the fixing of that one. So there's a certain amount of messing about there. And to get that right, and just to help me with all of this installation, I've made a couple of jigs and templates here that I'll use so I can replicate my fixings and my drilling over and over again without having to measure. All I need to do is to use all of this and start drilling. I would highly recommend anyone think about making jigs or templates for a job like this. Once you've made one right, then you can use it over and over again without the need of having to measure continuously. So it just makes life easy and get the job done quicker. For the middle fixings, I don't have much choice other than to measure in, because the glass for these big panels come in 2 pieces. I think that's just because of the weight of it. I would guess an 8mm thick piece of toughened glass over 1.5 meters wide will be fairly difficult to manhandle on your own. I firstly put in the bottom clamps, and with a couple of shims either side, which means I can feel for when it's in the centre of that timber. And what I found was, with the upper ones, I really needed to get them above the lower ones vertically, and I couldn't rely necessarily on the handrail being exactly in the right place. All I do is use a spirit level to make sure that the upper brackets are directly above my lower ones. Without the glass in place, I take the opportunity to take off my fingerprints and polish the outside of these clips, and then put down some spacers that the glass is going to sit on. And at this point I put on my gloves for 2 reasons. 1, they're really good at gripping, which means it's easier to pick this glass up, and 2, I don't want to cover the glass with 1,000,000 fingerprints, because that just means I'm going to have to clean both sides of it again after installation. So hopefully these gloves just keep the glass relatively clean. Just for speed, I use my drill on a low torque setting just to get these fixings in hand tight. And then once I'm happy that everything's in the right place, I use a simple Allen key just to tighten everything up. And if you haven't seen a spirit level like this before, you'll be seeing this very soon on my tools channel. But if you can't wait that long, I'll put an Amazon link to it in the description below. On the staircase section, I've cut a 150mm wide piece of ply, which allows me to position the clamp without having to measure or mess around with laser levels or anything like that. And before I put the glass in, I put a 50mm packer at the bottom to stop the glass sliding downhill and just to keep it in the right place. I did find a couple of times I needed to re-shim some of this glass because the frame it's going into, the handrail and the bottom rail and the newel posts, aren't actually perfect, thanks to the carpenters that fitted this a few years ago. So I found with just changing the shims a little bit, I just managed to get the glass in the best place possible, and that small adjustment just made sure that everything's nice and level and in the right place. And with all the clamps nice and tight, I can now pop in the chrome caps just to hide the head of the fixings on one side. So everything is 100% complete, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. I love the way the glass has opened things up, as those old chunky white spindles did actually block quite a lot of the light coming through. And it just looks a lot more modern and sharp. I must say it wasn't actually that difficult to do, and I'm really impressed with all the quality of the fittings and the glass, and it's really transformed this area for the better. So really pleased with that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you next time.